All right, so I want to bring in the CEO of Lolli, a Bitcoin rewards app that allows users to earn and own Bitcoin when they shop online. Alex Adelman, thank you so much for joining us. It seems like, there's this attempt to expand the universe of Bitcoin holders. We heard from Michael Saylor on the corporate side. On the retail side, I imagine a lot of people are still very nervous about Bitcoin apps and wallets and dealings with seed phrases and long strings of numbers and letters. How does your company sort of make Bitcoin just a thing that's more acceptable to people in their normal lives?
Yeah, great question. So Lolli's created the easiest way for people to get into Bitcoin by simply earning it. So we've partnered with over 1,000 top merchants, and when our users shop those merchant sites, they earn free Bitcoin, and it goes directly into their Lolli.com wallet.
So at the moment, with Bitcoin being worth about 50,000, let's call it, you're earning very, very minimally little bits of crypto. But how are you assessing the way in which your users are seeing this build up in some way? Are people building substantial amounts on your app?
Absolutely. So we've been around for coming on 3 years now. We've had people earn up to 2 Bitcoin on Lolli.com. So it actually, you'd think it's a little bit, but when you change your purchasing decision to be focused on earning Bitcoin, and considering we launched when Bitcoin was around $4,000 or $5,000 a coin, we've now seen a lot of our users 10x, 11x their earnings. So already we're 10x, 11x better than a lot of the cashback and point systems out there because people are earning Bitcoin, which we believe is a better currency, a better store of value than any other currency in the world.
And what type of customers are you seeing? I mean, are these kind of like your old school OG Bitcoin owners like Joe, or are these newer people out there?
Yeah, Joe, I'd love to know if you were a user, and if not, I gotta send you my ref link. But no, we have users from all types. So we started with a lot of like Bitcoin maximalists, people who wanted more Bitcoin. They had to go buy groceries and sneakers and various items that you have to you need to live. But we've actually transitioned well outside of the Bitcoin community, and we've gone into the mainstream. So we have merchants like Groupon and Nike, Adidas, Booking.com, Chewy. So everyday people are shopping and earning and upwards of 30% back, with an average of 7% back on their everyday purchases. So some fun stats, our users are primarily around 18 to 30 years old. So it's a much younger demographic than a lot of the coupon and cashback sites out there. And then additionally, about 30% of our users are female and 70% male. And so we're actually finding that we're bringing a lot more diversity into the crypto space. The last stat we saw was that only 4% of crypto users were female. So we are very excited that we're bringing a whole new wave of customers into Bitcoin and really building with this mission of financial inclusivity and making Bitcoin more accessible to all.
So we just showed some of the big retailers that you have, but I'm wondering, is this the type of thing where small retailers who may not be as well known look to this as an opportunity to raise their profile because they say, look, if you shop with me, you can get this sort of Bitcoin cashback advantage that you can't get with others, and it ends up becoming a selling point for them to attract new customers?
Absolutely. I mean, everyone right now is in a fight to compete against Amazon. And Lolli, on many regards, serves as that democratization of commerce. It gives everyone in the world the ability to earn Bitcoin, but it also gives merchants the ability to compete against their biggest competitors like Amazon. So if you're willing to not shop on Amazon, and you're willing to shop at merchants that are Bitcoin friendly, that want to play a part of this financial future and financial inclusivity for all, then you go to Lolli.com, you check out the merchants that we work with, and you shop at those merchants. As you said, yes, we have merchants of all types from all different categories. I think if you asked me a product, I could probably find you a way to earn Bitcoin back on it.
Alex, what was the tipping point? Because you say how people were using your app back in 2018, and now they've made quite a bit on the Bitcoin that they were earning then. But I remember back in sort of 2017, 2018, walking around, and it would usually be like the vape stores that would accept Bitcoin and have signs for it outside. But what point was this tipping point where suddenly retailers are like, we want in?
It's a great question, and I have a lot of experience building companies in the payments world, the e-commerce world. I built a company starting in 2011 called Cosmic. And one of the things we built was the buy button. We gave everyone, all these merchants, the ability to sell anywhere so that their consumers could buy anywhere, whether you're in a video, social media site. We built the underlying infrastructure technology for that. So when I learned about Bitcoin in 2013, I actually went to a lot of these merchants and I said, hey, would you be interested in accepting Bitcoin? And none of them were. Consumers didn't have it, so there was no demand on the payment side. Remittance networks weren't set up for these merchants, so they didn't even know what to do with the Bitcoin when they had it. So fast forward a little bit, we were ultimately acquired by Rakuten, the biggest cashback company in the US and many parts of the world. And one of the things we learned is that we were like, wow, this would be an incredible way to distribute Bitcoin to people. But the non-obvious thing was this would be an incredible way to get merchants into Bitcoin without them having to do anything on the payments and remittance side. So after we parted ways with Rakuten, we built basically Rakuten or Honey for Bitcoin. We go to all of these merchants and we got 500 merchants to start. Now we're up to over 1,000 merchants, and we're finding that it's not just a way for consumers to adopt Bitcoin, but it's also a way for merchants everywhere to adopt Bitcoin and participate in this new financial future.
Alex Adelman, Lolli CEO, we thank you. The buy button, bringing it back to the old school.